I have Mr. George Groves, No Limit Boxing, boss over here. How's it going?
Going good, going good. Excited to be back out here in the US and looking forward to the fight.
How are you enjoying Southern California?
Oh, it's lovely. It's winter back home at the moment, so it's great to get out here, get some heat. When we're in Vegas, it was 40 degrees Celsius for us, so that's beautiful heat for me. I love that, so I'm very happy here at the moment.
Now, I have a question. The couple months back, Tim Tszyu won, Keith Thurman won. There was all signs were pointing towards the Keith Thurman versus Tim Tszyu. Just kind of curious on why the plans changed from there.
Opportunity for a world title, opportunity to take this rematch that we've been all been keen to see for quite some time. Just had to take it while it was there. You know, Fundora wanted it, we were ready. We both fought at the same time. So the timeline worked out perfect, and the opportunity to do it worked out perfect. Team Tszyu said they were ready, and they believe they can absolutely win this fight. And when they say that to me, I want to make it happen. So I had to detour off the original plan, but it's not a bad detour. It's a detour straight into a WBC world title opportunity. Would still love to do that fight with Thurman. Thurman was an absolute gem when he came out to Australia. The Australians loved and hated him. He's a guy that's so good for boxing and pumps up the sport better than anyone else. So we'd still love to look at Thurman in the future, because just purely for that fact, because he's someone who's so entertaining for boxing.
Yeah, and so I was going to ask that, like, is there plans maybe to bring Thurman back out to Australia? Maybe not for a Tim Tszyu fight, but maybe for someone else, maybe Nikita.
Well, Nikita's getting back in the ring very soon, and Nikita's an absolute star on the rise. So he's someone that we'll be looking at doing these opportunities with in the next 12 to 18 months. That's how talented Nikita is, and he's seen the path that his brother has walked, and he's someone who would love that fight opportunity in the future too. We're going to find it hard finding fights for Nikita very soon, and we're going to really have to look globally for it. So he's, Thurman Tszyu in a different form, but it'd still be very entertaining.
Yeah. Now you have also Sam Goodman. Any updates on him?
Yeah, look, he just fought just recently. Had a fantastic fight against Cesar Vaca. Put on a really clinical performance, and it was a good relief for him to get back in the ring after what had happened leading up to, what was potentially a life-changing opportunity for him, fighting against, in a way, for Undisputed. So he missed out on that opportunity due to injury, and I think he was just relieved to get back in the ring and get back on the horse again. And we're still going to be pushing for that opportunity for a world title shot. He's still number one in the IBF. He's been number one for nearly 2 years now, and he's fought everyone that's been out there that's been willing to put their hand up and step in against him, and he's fought very well. He's undefeated, and he's headed for the top, and however we can get there, we'll make sure we get there.
Yeah, there was some discussions of him potentially returning in December against a Inoue fight. Anything to that, or will we see him back before that?
Well, I know Inoue's got his next few fights locked in, and we respect that. But Sam's been mandatory. He's been waiting for his opportunity, and he wants that world title shot. If he can't get an Inoue fight soon, then he'll take the next opportunity. He wants to stay active. He wants to stay busy. The next best available in the division, we'll happily bring him out to Australia and put on a show with him. If it's not in Australia, we'd love to do it on another card over here somewhere.
Now, can you talk about like the future of No Limit, right? Because I've seen where I think it was Foxtel was bought out by DAZN back in December, and so all signs pointed, outside looking in, of course, not knowing the details, that potentially No Limit shows were going to pop up on DAZN in the future. Is there any truth to that, or I guess in short, the American boxing fan wants to be able to enjoy some of those No Limit cards, some of those cards you put out during the week where it's only in Australia and it's hard to kind of see. So can you tell us anything about the future of No Limit and potentially being internationally consumed?
Well, I think firstly I'll apologise to the American fans, because you're missing out on absolute treats. We're doing a fight a month, and we've been putting on some really good shows already from March through to now. Every one of our shows has gotten better and better. So we have put on some fantastic shows, and I think the only ones that have been broadcast over here, obviously the Tim Tszyu shows. But now with DAZN purchasing Foxtel are our exclusive broadcast partners, and we have a current contract in place with them. How the future looks, who knows? We'll see when we get there. But I know with DAZN's tremendous boxing background, it could mean better things for boxing both in Australia and globally. But right now we're really happy to be working with PBC and Prime for our big shows. And really enjoy those, and we do want to be able to showcase the shows that we're putting on, because we've got so much talent coming through in Australia, and there's guys I know that there's fighters that globally over here in the US, everywhere, that would love to see the guys that we've got coming through, because I think we've got some real stars in the making at the moment. If you don't see them now, you're definitely going to see them in the future.
Yeah, and lastly, if you could talk about, I think you have a card coming up. Is it this week or next week?
June 25th.
June 25th. Yeah. Okay, yeah. If you could just kind of talk about that.
It's one of those Fox Sports shows in Australia that it's a really good card. So on that card, we've got Liam Paro. Liam Paro's fighting in Australia. Liam Wilson. Liam Paro's been a former world champion. Liam Wilson's contended for a world title twice. We've got two really stars in the making in Kira Rustin and Callum Peters, two former Olympians, great amateurs out of Australia that have moved into the pros and are doing big things. Callum Peters in particular is one that's still fighting in the amateurs at the same time, so he's fighting nearly 2 fights a month at the moment, and he's very active, but he's also fighting in the pros, so he's an exciting prospect. Kira's an exciting prospect, and we've got the two Lambs that are headlining it. Liam Paro's heading back for a world title. He had possibly the biggest upset of the year last year. I believe it was, to beat Mateus in his home country, a guy who many believe nobody would be able to beat. Paro did that. He should have got that opportunity to defend that title in his home country in Australia. He had to go back to Puerto Rico and defend that title. So we just want to show him to Australia at the moment, to let Australia know that Liam Paro is a former world champion, that he's an absolute star in the making, and we want to be able to show that for our Australian fans. And Liam Wilson, he's headed back to the top as well. So we've got a really good card coming up. If there's a way for you to see it, we'll let you know how you can. But in Australia, it's going to be a massive card.
All right. Thank you, George, for your time. I appreciate it.
Thank you.